Hello. So we are starting with the new part, that is service-oriented systems. So what are service-oriented systems? They are basically related to some API request and response from the data servers or resources. How these API or the systems works. Actually, there's a fundamental technology that is named as web services, which actually relate to some XML, JSON, or HTTP request and response. How they work on that internet? It works with the help of SOAP, RESTful, JSON, XML, HTTP response and request. So we'll see the introduction of service-oriented system. What is service oriented system and where it belongs in the domain? It belongs to the distributed computing domain, where actually services framework relies on the many theories. So there are many domains like grid computing, cloud computing, utility computing, service oriented computing. So all these things belongs to the distributed computing, and these domains actually have some influence of service frameworks that we are going to see. So grid computing is actually mother of some of the distributed computing for the collection of resources. Now these are being termed as cloud computing, which actually enables some of the convenient and on-demand shared resource computing. Then in between of the this computing, there comes the utility computing. In the utility computing, on-demand pay-as-you-go model was there, and after that there comes the service oriented computing. In the service oriented computing, the sharing of remote web services takes place, and we are going to see this service oriented computing in detail. So how this service oriented computing is analogous to object oriented programming. This object oriented programming and service oriented computing are analogous. So what are the fundamental unit of object oriented programming? Is API, and API has class as the functional unit. So in the OOPS, object oriented programming, classes is the functional unit, whereas in the service oriented computing, web services are actually the cloud services. So web services are the fundamental functional unit of the service oriented computing. Then the most atomic unit means which could not be divisible in the further part is actually method for the object oriented programming. Then in the object oriented programming, you have some procedures as well in the class, and you have various methods which are having variables. But in the service oriented computing, web services are the having operations as the fundamental unit, and operations have the are the parameters. Having parameter operations are having parameters as input and output. Then abstract unit of object oriented programming is interface as the abstraction. In the web service descriptive language, WSDL is the interface for the abstraction. Next, web service as a SOAP or WSDL messages, messaging part. So web service or SOAP based web service or WSDL based web service could be defined as interoperable machine to machine interaction over network using WSDL and SOAP messages conveyed using some of the HTML with XML standards. What does it says? It says that the communication takes place between the web services, and the web services are having the communication together, and how they actually works. So they actually works based upon the communication. So communication takes place with network technologies, internet technologies. How the communication takes place with the help of WSDL and SOAP messages. So SOAP messages goes from one machine to another machine for the interaction of those machines. And what are the SOAP messages and WSDL? WSDL is basically interface, and SOAP message is a packet in the HTTP. So both WSDL and SOAP is written in the XML. WSDL is actually description of web services in XML. SOAP messages is actually packet of messages in the XML over network. And how these things works? So these things works as a stub of API that could handle marshalling or unmarshalling of packets. So there is a marshalling which could also be known as serialization, which actually prepares some of the stub, and then there happens unmarshalling, that is deserialization, which is also a part of stub, which actually creates stub, another kind of stub. Next, SOAP request that actually do the marshalling part. How do the marshalling part? Marshalling part happens with the SOAP request. So the SOAP is actually being done with the help of marshalling. So SOAP request is the first step where the client prepares its SOAP request, and that is called marshalling or serialization. And then it passes that client stub into the HTTP protocol, means the normal internet, it passes that SOAP request. Then unmarshalling or deserialization of the SOAP request happens at the server side by the server implementation server client server container do the unmarshalling or decellularization. Then in the fourth step, SOAP response means again marshalling was being done by the server after the computation of the sum of the input. So the response again goes to the internet as the HTTP on the internet HTTP protocol, and then the SOAP response will reach to the client, and then again the unmarshalling takes place where the SOAP response will be unmarshaled. Then next it does all the process. So WSDL could have addition or subtraction type of method or operations. So which could be done actually processing for the addition and subtraction. This is a fundamental example. And then the response SOAP response will do the addition of the two digits A and B and subtraction of the two digits A and B, and then the SOAP response will go to the client. This is the way actually web service example could take place. Next, there is a different kind of web services that we'll study, which is representational state transfer. So what is representational state transfer? In the Web 2.0, web resources is the terminology which has been defined as document or files which were present at some of the URLs. So it is a kind of generic or abstract entity or actions that could be identified with the help of name, address, or some of the performance, or many type of ways to define these type of resources on the URL or URI. So how the request are being responded according to the resources of URI. So the response will go as the payload in the format, many format, like there could be HTML as the payload, XML as the payload, JSON as the payload, or some other format. Then the response gives alternative resource state transfer. How it will be done? It actually do the providing the hypertext link analysis for the alternative related resources. Then how the RESTful software architecture works? So it actually works by defining some set of constant to be defined for the creation of web services. Then web services actually conforms some of the RESTful architecture is defined as RESTful web services. And what it does again interoperability communication between two different computer or different computer systems over internet. So RESTful web services actually allow request and response for a system to manipulate some of the textual representation of web resources. So web resources like video, some images, or some of the text. So these documents are actually a kind of web resources. Then these are being uniformly predefined for a set of stateless operations. How it was being done stateless operations? Because they can move from one link to any other link. So it was not being defined because the links could be created according to the user's will. That's why web 2.0 were more focused on for the user convenience. So the link could be created automatically stateless according to the user convenience. Then you then uniform and predefined set of stateless operation takes place. Means some of the fixed link was being created by the user. So when you click that link, then the predefined means that link will go to the certain resource, and that resource will start working in the internet. And RESTful is basically stateless protocol, or some standard operations takes place. What are that standard operations actually being supported by RESTful API? So the operations of HTTP methods are like get operation, head operation, post operation, put operation, patch operation, delete operation, connect operation, options operation, trace operations. All these type of RESTful operations takes place. Then what it does, it actually do the ability of reusing of all these components and manage some of the updated features of that affect the system. So reusability of that component will be improved a lot with all these RESTful APIs. Then what are the other kind of web services could be possible? SOAP based web services that we had seen just now earlier, which would have arbitrarily self defined set of operations. So the SOAP based web services are there other than RESTful. Then next we'll see these HTTP method of REST in detail. So what are the HTTP method get? So it basically retrieves some of the URI representing of a resource in the response body. How it retrieves means you put some of the image on the Facebook or Instagram. How you put the image or some so you post the image on the Facebook or Instagram. So you post some resource. What is the resource would be image, your image. You create a resource means you created your own image post on the Facebook or Instagram. Then then the request could be answered according to that. Then the URI would be created means there will be a URL link would be created. URI link would be created for your image that you have posted on Facebook or Instagram, and automatically the URI will be assigned to your image or photo or the post that you had created. Then it will be returned and as a response to your location header field, so that you could know that this was the resource link of your image. Then you can retrieve that image with the help of get operation. Get means retrieve the URI and representational of resource according to the response body. Then you put the image. If you want to replace or edit that image that you had put earlier, then what you can do, you simply replace that representational resource by putting using the put method that actually requires some of the body, and that actually create the resource. If it does not exist means either it will on the same URL or URI it will replace the old content with the new content. This is the purpose of put. If there does not exist any content, then it automatically create a URI and again post the from new and from the new beginning that image or the post that you want to put. Then patch means editing or updation of the existing resource. So you want to edit some of the document, or you want to edit some of the post text. So how you can do it with the method operation. So it does the representation of the resources using instruction of the request body that actually may create the resource if it does not exist. So if the resource doesn't exist, then it actually create the resource. So when you want to edit some of the post of Facebook or Instagram, then you do the patch operation. If you want to delete that post or image or video, then you do the delete operation. So these are the method of RESTful state transfer, and these are the operations that are being done on the resource management. Then we'll see web oriented architecture, which actually promoted by the software architecture. It belongs to the software architecture, and it extends the service oriented architecture for the web based applications or some sites. So the social media or social website or personal website are the kind of web oriented architectures. What web oriented architecture do? It actually combines service oriented architecture and world wide web and restful web services. So all these things are combined together creates a web oriented architecture. Means creating a domain like Facebook means you created a territory of Facebook, that all the content would be logged inside that Facebook, or you created a content locking inside Instagram. So this type of web oriented architectures was there. Then you do the web core web portal. For example, HTTP or HTTPS or plain XML could be used for managing these web portals. So only real difference between the traditional SOA and the conceptual of the WOA. So what is difference between service oriented architecture and web oriented architecture? So the difference would be like it uses the fundamental core of HTTP and HTTPS and plain XML. Then next, WOA actually advocates REST or the various web services over HTTP protocol. Then enterprise WOA is actually subset or sub style of enterprise SOA. So in final words, like web oriented architecture, actually WOA and SOA integrates some of the systems and web users via some of the web link, global link, hypermedia based on some of the web architecture. So WOA and SOA actually integrate all the users and systems together through some web link and hypermedia for creating web architecture. So, what is the emphasis of this web oriented architecture? First one is generality of user interface, means creating emphasis on the common kind of user interface that could be helpful for the API or mm, the API from the global network effect or through some five fundamentals. What are the API that focuses on the five fundamental things for the network effect? It actually identification of resources. So identification of resources should have to be fundamental way of identifying particular resources. Then manipulation of the resources should have to be a fundamentally fixed, having some standard that this is the way we should use some of the manipulation for that resource. Then self descriptive message means it has to be easily decrypted or encrypted. It has to be unmarshaled or demarshalled or unmarshaled. These type of messages should be easy to do. Then hypermedia and engine manipulation should have to be done at the application state level thing. Then application neutrality was there, means the application should be usable for the any kind of device or any kind of community. So this type of application neutrality should be there. So till here we had introduced service oriented architecture. Now based upon the service oriented architecture, we'll see cloud based systems. So the cloud system we'll see, which is an advanced form of a service oriented systems. Thanks. So I hope you had enjoyed